And a West Lafayette resident has taken in her family from Ukraine amidst the invasion of their home country. Reporter Dom Hayab met with the family earlier this week to tell their story of survival.
In a quiet neighborhood in West Lafayette, Natalia Simchinska-Yule looks after her daughter and grandchildren, siblings Solomia Simchinska and Gleb Simchinsky. The siblings go to school, ride their bikes, and play with their dog, Tuffy. But unlike other kids, they are 5,000 miles away from their home in Ukraine.
I miss my friends, my school, my dad, my cats, everything.
That's 8-year-old Solomia, or Solo as she likes to be called. She will be starting school in Lafayette as a third grader this fall. She and her family lived normal lives in Kiev. Their father, Kostyantin, was a professor at multiple universities, and their mother, Alicia, owns and operates a Montessori school. But everything changed, as Natalia tells me, when the family felt the explosions of Russian shelling from their 9-story apartment. Their father took them to their summer cottage some miles away from the city to wait out the conflict. But the shelling intensified, and Kostyantin knew he needed to evacuate his family.
I'm so glad that he had this sense of what is safe and what is not safe, because later we learned that there were so many civilians' cars shot by those tanks.
It took 10 days to get out. Eventually, they made it to a train depot, packed shoulder to shoulder with other families trying to escape.
In their righteousness of feeling that grief and this unfairness, some people were maybe angry, and they just started going around and kind of coming down, those people. And Solo played with some babies, and they found a cat. There, somebody was bringing their cat with them.
That's the kitty, that's the kitty.
Solo left behind her own 4 cats. After what felt like countless hours, they got off the train in Lviv and then started walking several miles. Eventually, they made it to the Polish border. It was here that they said goodbye to their father, Kostyantin, who was staying behind to fight. Kostyantin is now an officer in the Ukrainian military.
Every time I think about it, I feel really dreadful, and because, like, my mom likes to say a lot, and it's like a lottery. Every single day, you don't know what's going to happen. I feel very worried for him, and I hope we do meet again.
Some days are better than others for the family. The day of the interview, we were supposed to meet with Alicia, but she was struggling with bad news from home. Now, the family is working to acquire temporary protective status, which will allow them to stay longer than their 6-month visas.
Right now, I'm more on the level just get to certain normalcy, go to school, just get education, because there may be a moment when you guys go back and you have to raise this country up.
For now, Solo looks forward to phone calls with her dad and sharing stories of dreams over the phone with him. Here, Kostyantin is telling Solo a story about pink elephants protecting smaller creatures from the rain with her ears. Natalia calls it sweet nonsense. The phone calls help the kids when they're feeling especially homesick, but Kostyantin can only call when it's safe to do so.
She's saying over there is the border. There are cars, and here we are.
They're hoping the war comes to an end soon so they can return home and live again as a family.
Since people aren't talking about this as much as they have when it all started, that doesn't mean that the war has ended.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Dom Hayab.